I'm a hydrogeologist. My motto in life is think out of the box. My name, Marcel. My experience, groundwater and soil contaminations. I'm the creator of Geo RGB, a channel of geographic information systems, GIS, geology, hydrogeology, and contamination. The purpose, the objective, the goal, the intention, the target, the desire. Share my experience and acknowledge to create points of discussion. The Geo RGB community. Promote the use of free and open source software. A free digital society. Provide technical advice to environmental companies. An opportunity for professional growth.
Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this occasion I'm presenting the tutorial related to soil sampling techniques using QuantumGIS. In this tutorial we are going to learn how we can use QuantumGIS to create a sampling campaign for a contaminated soils. We are going to see some of the algorithms that QuantumGIS can offer us to simplify the mathematical part of the probabilistic sample techniques. This is the second video of the soil sampling techniques, and today we are going to talk about convenience sampling. First, we are going to see how to digitize some petroleum facilities as a vectorial layers. Then we are going to discuss how we can define the sample population according to the contaminant and the potential area of contamination. We are going to see some of the criteria that we can use to select the proper place to pick up the samples. Later, we are going to label the samples and extract the UTM coordinates from the selected locations to create a proper attribute table. At the end, we are going to work on the map composition to create the show map. The convenience sampling is a very extensive topic that cannot be covered in 1 hour. We just scratched the surface. We have to understand that each site is different and each contaminant has a unique characteristics and behavior in the way the contaminant interacts with the environment. Then it is pretty difficult to cover all potential scenarios. This video is just an introduction about an oil field, but the methodology can be used for any kind of projects, for example, agricultural fields, gas stations, factories, residential areas, etc. Convenience sampling is one of the most popular techniques of sampling contaminated sites or potentially contaminated. The reason is because the strength of the technique is that it can go straight to the target, the tension of the contamination, saving a lot of money and time on vast sampling campaigns trying to find out where the contamination is located. However, the strength is also the weakness in some of the cases due to the bias. Let me put an example. You go to the field and you see some soils that they have a dark color and there is no vegetation in that area. Then also you measure the volatile organic compounds and you identify some small values, and then you decide, I'm going to pick up the samples in that area because I believe that area is contaminated. And then with just few samples, you can identify the contamination at the site. And that's the first goal of the sampling, right? Identify if there is any contamination. Then when you know there is a contamination, then you can make a second campaign of samplings to know what is the extension and what could be the worst scenario, right? Because you want to detect what is the highest concentration at the site to evaluate the risk of the site, right? Then in this first scenario, you detect the contamination just with a few samples without spending a lot of time and also a lot of money. But let's go to think in a second scenario. You go to the field and you saw some soils that has a gray dark color, and also there is no vegetation, and you think that one has the potential to be a contaminated soils. Then you pick up some samples from that soils and then you send to the lab, and you didn't get any impacted soils. But as you decide to pick up that samples, you miss the chance to pick up samples in a different places that also has the potential to be contaminated, but you decided not pick up the sample over there. And that's the problem with the convenience sampling, the subjective part of the investigation, where the technical decide where is the best place to pick up the samples. Now let's go to see a small introduction about the previous video. At the previous video, we were talking about the definition of population and sample. Also, we talked about the types of sampling, probability sampling and non-probability sampling. Then we saw how to download a Google satellite image using QuantumGIS, how to create a shapefile from a delimited text file, and we was using some algorithms. Then we were talking about the population and how important is the spatial component on the sampling events. Remember that if you missed that video, you can hit the card located at the top right corner of your screen. Today we are going to start with convenient sampling, but first I would like to digitalize some petroleum facilities from a different field and bring to our site. I'm going to select the satellite image. I'm going to take these ones out. And let's see what petroleum facilities we can take. For example, we can digitalize this facility over here. Then just to do that one, we have to create a new shapefile layer. Layer, create layer, new shapefile layer. And in this case, it's going to be tanks, the name of the layer. The geometry is going to be polygon, and the referent coordinate systems is going to be this one here. For the rest of parameters is okay. Then OK, and press the pencil to edit this layer over here. And first we are going to edit the tanks. Just to do that one, we have different options here, but I'm going to select add a circle from 3 points. Then I'm going to make a little bit of zoom here. Then I'm going to select this point, and the point at the top over here. Then click right, and that one is going to be number 1. Okay, and now to do the rest one, what I'm going to do is copy and paste. Then I'm going to select this option here to select the feature over here, and then Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V on my board, and then I'm going to select this option to move the feature. Then click on the feature, and now it's ready to move. Then I can paste here, but I'm going to change the size because I believe it's bigger than the one I want. Then I'm going to remove, and I'm going to make the circle again. But now I'm going to do from here to here and to here. Okay, that one is going to be number 1. Okay, and I'm going to copy and paste several times the same feature. Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V several times. Now I'm going to select this option, and I'm going to select the feature and I'm going to move over here. Okay, I have to deselect. Move over here. Sorry. Select this one. Move here. Select this one. Click here, and I'm going to pass the video faster. Now I'm going to digitalize the fence with a square. Then I'm going to select this one, a rectangle with 3 points, then this one, and this one. This one is going to be number 3. Now I'm going to do the small one over here with 3 points also. Then it's going to be from here to here and to here. That one is going to be number 3. Okay. Now I'm going to make all these ones transparent to see better with the properties over here. Then symbology, select this one and transparent. Apply, okay. And I'm going to digitalize this building over here. Then again the square, 3 points. Select this one, and this one. That one is going to be number 4. Then the elements you digitalize, it depends how precise or accurate do you want to be with the facility, right? But in this case, I believe with the tanks, the buildings and the fence, it's enough. But also if the satellite image is good, you can digitalize even the pipes over here. Also over here the connections with the building, but as I said, it depends how precise or accurate do you want to be, and also it depends what is the quality of the satellite image. Now we can remove the selection with this option, finish the edition, save, and now we are ready to move all this facility to our side. Then I'm going to take this one out, select our image, select here, select all this one, and select this option and click here to move all the facility. Then we want this facility over here. Then select the facility and bring to our side. We can put over here, and even we can rotate the image a little bit. As you can see here, yes, a little bit, something like this. Okay. And now we can finish the edition again and save and deselect. Now we can change the properties of our facility with a red color, for example, to make this one more visible. And even we can change this one here to 0.5, and also the type of line. Dash line is good. Apply, okay. And also we are going to copy this facility. Control C, Control V. Now select this option to move over here, and now let's go to rotate with this option. It's going to be 90. Intro. Okay, and now let's go to move next to the building over here. Even more over here. We can put over here. Right here, something like that. And now I'm going to change a little bit the facility. Then take this one out, select this one to change the facility. I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to place over here. Take this one and place over here. I'm inventing the facility, okay? It's just an example that it's not real. What I'm going to do here is to take some of the tanks, but I believe it's better like this. I'm going to take all these tanks over here. Oops, but I cannot select like this. Okay, what I'm going to do is select this option here, select this one, take this one out, the ones I want to remove, all these ones for example. That's good. Then select here, select all these ones and remove these ones. Also I want to remove this one here and also this one here. And I want to make here a big square. Then I'm going to select this one. Okay, that is going to be our facility and it's invented. And we are going to use this facility to create our convenience sampling. Now let's go to create a potential scenario. It's not a real one, it is invented. And the purpose of doing that one is to create a convenience sampling quite realistic. Then in our side, we know we have at the past this facility with all these tanks. It was an above ground tanks. The tanks storage hydrocarbons. Then the tank area was removed, and now what we want to know if there is any impacted soils related with the hydrocarbons or even with metals associated with the petroleum activity in this area, not just with the tanks, also with the building facilities and the potential storage areas. Now the next step is to define what is the potential population in the area we want to do the investigation. Then to do that one, we are going to do the same as we did at the first video. Then let's go here, vector creation, and we are going to select the regular points. Double click, but first I'm going to finish the edition of the tanks. It is safe already. Then double click here, select this one, use a layer extend. Sorry, it's going to be the tanks area. Okay, then in this case the point sparsing is going to be 5 meters, and I'm going to justify now, and the initial inset is going to be 1 meter. Then for the reference coordinate systems, this one is good, and we are going to save this one as a temporary layer. Then run and close. And what I am going to do now is remove all the points I'm not interested in, is all the points outside of our area. All these ones remove. And as you can see, save. And as you can see now, if we open the attribute table, we have in total 60 potential samples that we can take. That's our population. And we are going to take a total of 15 samples here inside of our area, and we are going to take also 3 samples outside just to have information about the background. Then if we take 15 samples here inside of this area, we are going to have the samples that are going to represent 25% of the population, and that's a really good number. And I decided to leave a space between the samples of 5 meters, because given the characteristics of the potential contaminant, in this case hydrocarbons, I believe 5 meters it's good enough to identify any contamination in this area. Because as you can see, the area is so big, and even we can put a distance longer than 5 meters, but 5 meters it's pretty conservative. We have to understand that if at the past it was any spill from the tanks, the contaminant is going to migrate vertically, right? But part of the hydrocarbons is going to move also laterally, but no too much. It depends what kind of sediments we have at the superficial part of the soils, because that is the part of the area we are going to sample. Then it is very important to understand what could be the behavior of the contaminant in order to define what is going to be the population. In this case, the population was placed like systematically, but we are not going to use this kind of sampling method. In this case, we are going to use the convenience one. But I place in that way just to have an idea what could be our potential sampling when we are doing the convenience one. The most important thing on the convenience sampling, it is that this method it's a non-probabilistic sampling. Then we are not going to take the samples randomly. We are going to take the samples according to our technical criteria. We are going to decide where is going to be the point where we are going to take the sample. This technical criteria is going to be based on the different aspects that we can identify in our site. For example, we can talk about the characteristics of the terrain. We can identify, for example, bare areas where there is no vegetation, and that could be indicative of contamination. Also, we can talk about the depressions on the terrain that could be related to some excavations at the past. Maybe they take something under the ground because any reason, and that could be something indicative also. And other important thing is, for example, the color of the sediment. Maybe there are areas where the sediments are more dark or has a different color, and that could be also indicative of a chemical alteration of the sediments. What I explained, it was just 3 characteristics of the terrain that can be indicative of a contamination, but there are a lot of different characteristics, right? And then you are going to decide at the field what is the criteria according to specific details that you can see on the field. Other important aspect is related with the location of the facilities or the proximity to the facilities, right? Sometimes you want to pick up a sample that it's very close to the well center, or maybe it's very close to an storage tank, or it's very close to a pipeline, because you are thinking if it was something wrong at the past, you are going to identify the contamination taking the samples close to the facilities. Other aspect that can influence the place where you are going to take the sample, it's related with old reports. For example, you have a report related with an environmental job that it was done years ago, and in that report you have some specific information related with contamination in an area, and then you want to verify that contamination taking a sample in that area. or maybe that report has an old satellite imagery, and in that satellite imagery maybe you can recognize above storage tank that it is no longer at the site because maybe the satellite imagery is from, I don't know, 40 years ago, and maybe you want to take a sample over there, or maybe the report has an interview with the landowner and the landowner said that years ago he was aware of an spill in a specific area of the site and you want to pick up a sample over there. You know, the reports can provide you a lot of information, and that one is going to influence where you are going to take the samples. Now it's time to decide where we are going to take the samples. I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to put the list, and I'm going to mark the areas where we can take the samples. I'm going to create a new layer. Create new layer, shapefile, and it's going to be samples. It's going to be point, and the referent coordinate systems is going to be this one. Okay. Then press this button to edit the layer, select this option over here. And what I am going to do is pick up 9 samples over here, and 1 sample over here, 5 samples over here. As I said, it's going to be 15 samples. And the important thing is the distance between the samples has to be minimum 5 meters. That is very important to respect the population we created, and that's what I am going to do. Then I'm going to place, for example, 3 samples over here, 1 here, that is going to be number 1, 1 over here, for example, number 2, and I'm going to pass the video faster. That's what I decide. I decide to put 3 samples over here, 3 samples more or less at the middle, and 3 samples here at the bottom. And I decided to cover all the external perimeter of the tanks and also some samples here at the middle. Now I'm going to take 1 sample here in this building. That one is going to be number 10. 4 samples in this area is going to be 1 here and 2 more samples here in this building. It's going to be 14, no, 15. No, that one is going to be just 1 sample here. Then I'm going to place at the middle, 15. Also, I am going to take 3 samples at the background locations where it is supposed that it is not impacted soils because they are out of the petroleum activity. Then I can take 1 here at the corner. That is going to be 16. Also, I can take another one in this corner. That is going to be 17. And the last one is going to be here, 18. It is important to take all the samples inside the list, because if we want to take samples outside of the list, we have to ask for special permits, right? Because we have only the authorization of work inside of this list. As the goal of this project is related to identify any impacted soils related with the former tanks in this area, I decided to take just the criteria based on the location of the petroleum facilities. But maybe if you are also interested to identify any impacts in the world center, maybe you are going to place some of the samples over here. But it's not this case. I want to just investigate this area over here. And then if I have any impact here related with any metals, then I can compare the results from here with the background to see if the backgrounds we have the same concentration. That indicates then the impacted soils over here with the metals are natural concentration because we have the same values at the background. But if we have hydrocarbons over here or over here or over here, that it's most of the cases it's related with petroleum activity, but also could be related with false positives, related with some of the organic soils that can give us some light hydrocarbons, but that is not pretty common. Now what I'm going to do is finish the edition and change the symbology for the samples. Then properties, and here I'm going to select, here you have to select the first option over here. Then I'm going to take this icon over here. Then here you have different options. If you mark this one at the top, then I'm going to select this one and I'm going to make this one bigger to 1, for example, and I'm going to apply to see how it looks like. Okay, now I'm going to change the color inside the circles for a, I don't know, maybe green one. Apply. And I'm going to make even this one bigger to number 2. And maybe this one is smaller, number 2.5. Apply. And this one is smaller to 1.5. Apply. Okay, and I'm going to change the color for a different one. I don't like the green one. Maybe this one. Okay. Apply and okay. I believe I'm not going to use the satellite image to create the final map. I believe I'm going to work with the CAD drawing. I'm going to edit some more facilities over here. For example, the access road and this area over here, and also the wall center. And I'm going to do the map with just with the CAD. I believe for the sampling, it's better and it's more clear. Now what I'm going to do is add the labels for the samples. Then go here, open attribute tables. Let's go to organize this one a little bit from 1 to 18. And what we are going to do now is add a new column. Then press the pencil to edit this table. And with this option, we can add a new field. Then we can name this one as a sample ID. And the type is going to be just text, and we can put here 20, for example, and okay. And the way we are going to label the samples is, first we are going to put the year, for example 2020. Then the month is going to be, for example, 10 for October. And then we can put S to indicate is a soil, and then we are going to add 001, and then this one is going to be S002, and so on. I'm going to pass the video faster. Now I have all the labels for the samples. What I'm going to do now is add the coordinates, the UTM coordinates for each sample. Then we have to press here to open the field calculator. Then here we are going to add the name of this field, that is going to be its coordinates, and here is going to be a decimal number, real one, and for the X is going to be 6 here, and the precision 2 decimals. And then here at search, just put here X for the X coordinates, and is going to be this one with the dollar symbol at the beginning. Then double click to add this one over here and then press OK, and you are going to have the X coordinates. Now I'm going to do the same for the Y coordinates. This one is going to be Y. Here is going to be a real number. In this case, it's going to be 7 and 2. And here Y. And let's go for look the parameter. This one, double click and OK. And that's good. And now we can close the edition and save. Close, and now we can add the labels to the map. Properties, labels. I'm going to make this one bigger, and single labels, and I'm going to select the parameter I want to show is the sample ID, and here we can edit. This one is going to be bold, number 8, apply, and let's go to change this one a little bit. Here 2, apply. Okay, it's going to be something like that at the moment, but when we are doing the map composition, we are going to see how it looks like, and maybe we can change some more things. What it is important is the labels be clear. Try not confuse someone that is going to check the map and maybe the labels are not clear, right? In this case, looks quite clear, but we can make some modifications to have a better representation of the labels on the map. What I am going to do now is digitalize the access road, the berm area, and also the well center. When they are making the oil and gas fields, they try to make this area quite flat and very smooth, just to facilitate the access of the vehicles and the trucks and etc. What they are doing is strip all this area with excavators and accumulate the topsoil at the berm area. And it's this kind of structure that you can see at the satellite image. Then to digitalize this area, we are going to create a new shapefile layer. It's going to be the berm, and it's going to be a line, and the coordinate reference systems is going to be this one, and we are ready to digitalize. Then press this button here to edit this layer. Then we are going to use a couple of options. We are going to use this option over here and also the curve over here. Then to start, let's go to start with the curve. And this tool, it's not pretty intuitive. It takes a little bit of time to know how to deal with this tool, but it's not really complicated. Just follow the area you want to digitalize. I believe maybe we can turn the internal part. I believe it's going to be better. Cancel. Then let's go to start again. That's the final work. We can modify some things here if you don't like how it looks like the line. Over also here, just press this option over here, select the area you want to modify a little bit, and in this area, for example, we can remove all these ones. Just press delete to make a more smooth line. Also over here, Maybe these ones here. It depends how much time you want to spend doing all the digitalization. It can take a lot of time, but it depends also the experience. Okay, I believe that one is good. Then finish the edition, save, and now let's go to edit this one, properties. It's going to be a kind of brown. This one, for example, apply, and 0.5 here. And now let's go to select this option, go to topo here to this option, and here we can edit this area, apply. Let me see, we want to put this one at the other side, then here -1, apply, no, this one -1. Okay, let me see, apply. Okay, now we have the lines at the other side. If we take the satellite image, now that's the line we want, and this it's indicating that this area is the clear area, and this one is the area where the soils were not stripping, as you can see at the satellite image. Okay, this area is the clear area, and this one is with the natural soils. I was thinking that I can change this color here. Let me see. Apply. And also this one. Apply. Okay, let me see. All together. Maybe over here is too much information, it's overcrowded, but let's see how it looks like the final composition. At the moment I'm going to leave like that. Next step is to digitalize the access road. Then I don't want to make this one very long, just a little bit. I'm going to create a new shapefile layer again. In this case it's going to be the access road. Access road. Save is going to be a line also, and the reference coordinate system is this one. Okay, and let's go to edit this one first with the line. We can combine this option with this one. For example, here we can make a line, a straight line over here. Then if we change a curve, we can go here and select this one, and the other ones is going to be a curve. As you can see, we are combining both tools. Then finish the edition, save, and that's it. If you don't like, you can make the line again. Now let's go to digitalize the well center. It's going to be just 1 point here at the bump jack. Then here, layer, new shapefile layer. It's going to be well center. Save, and it's going to be a point. This one, okay. Then edit the layer, just 1 point here at the center, number 1. Okay, and let's go to edit the symbology, properties, select this one. We can select this option, and here we can take one of these image over here to do the wall center. For example, this one, apply. Maybe we can make bigger, number 4 maybe. Okay, and let's see how it looks like. That's the wall center. Looks good. Then finish the edition, save. Now let's go to create a map. Then we have to go here, new print layout composition. The name is going to be convenience for this map. Okay, and I am going to load a template I created already in a different video. If you want to learn how you can create this kind of template, you can click on the card located at the top right corner of your screen. Then add item from template. Is this template here, open, and click right over here, page properties, and I'm going to select here a letter for the side. And I'm going to remove some of the items from this template that I'm not going to use. But first I have to unlock some of them. This one, also this one, and this one. Now I can remove it. I'm not going to use all these ones. Then I'm going to remove. And I'm going to bring them up. With this option here, add a new map to the layout. Select the area, it's going to be over here, and I'm going to add also the grid for the UTM coordinates. Then add a new one, select this one, modify grid. Then it's going to be, well, the scale for this map is going to be 750. Then here 750. It means that 1 millimeter on the map is going to be 750 millimeters on reality. Then it's the same to say that 1 millimeter on the map is going to be 0.75 meters on the reality. Then to move the map inside, just click this option, select here, and we can adjust this one a little bit. And now I am going to work with the grid for the coordinates and etc. Modify, then it's going to be every 20 meters for the X and also for the Y. The line style is going to be a dash line. This one, dash line, and also the color is going to be something quite discreet. For example, this one, let's see how it looks like. Yeah, looks good. Then here we are going to draw the coordinates. For the left and for the right, I want vertical descending. Also here. And frame style, I want interior and exterior ticks. And I don't want any decimal. Then I'm going to put here 0. That's good. And I am going to edit these numbers over here, the text. Then I have to go font over here, bold, okay. And I'm going to make this one smaller. Something like that is good. Maybe a little bit more smaller. Okay. And the scale is good. I am going to move all these ones a little bit to over here. and this one a little bit over here, and I'm going to add a frame here. Then go down, frame. The next thing I want to add is the attribute table with the information of the labels for the samples and also the UTM coordinates. Then go to this option here, add a new attribute table to the layout, select the area, for example over here, and then here you have to select the layer you want to show the attribute table. In this case it's going to be the samples, and we can edit this one a little bit. We want to see 18 samples, and let's go to edit the text inside the table. Here, bold, this one 10 for example, okay, that it's for the heading, and this one is for the content inside. Then bold 10 for example, okay. I believe 10 is very big. I'm going to change for 8, and I'm going to put here at the center, and now I'm going to add the legend for all this symbology we have here. Then select the area, and then go here, select this option, and we want the legend in 2 columns. Then columns, 2 columns, okay. And now let's go to fix the names of these ones. And also I want to add a title for the legend, okay, and we can edit that one. Font and formatting. Then the title is going to be bold 12, okay, and the content inside is going to be bold 10. And now what I'm going to do is change the names over here. For example, that one is going to be former tank area. Click right, rename the layer. This one is going to be soil samples, rename, and we are going to move the soils to the top. Also, in order to improve a little bit the labels, we are going to make some modifications here. Properties, labels, samples, we are going to put a buffer, apply, and okay, let's see what happened now. Let's go to refresh, and I'm going to add also a frame for the legend. Frame. Now I am going to add the north on the map, just selecting this option here. Select the area. I'm going to put the north outside of the map because here it's very crowded, and I'm going to put over here. Maybe it's not the best, but as I said, it's very crowded here and I don't want to put inside. Then here, for example, over here, and we can add also maybe smaller. We can add also here a letter N to indicate that's the north. North. Also, we want to add the proper referent coordinate systems and also the scale. Then we have to select the scale and select the map. It's for this map. And then we can adjust this one to 10, for example, or 15, 30 meters. That's good. And then we can remove this one here. And to check what is the coordinates, I know this one is 13 over here, but I don't know what is the code. This one I'm going to check. Then go to the map, go to the satellite image, properties, and here you have the code. The code for this one is this one. Then copy, and I'm going to paste over there. This one here, the code, paste. I'm going to move this one here and change this one a little bit to the top. And also I'm going to add here, sorry, Control Z. I want to move this one. Also, I'm going to add here that the elements on the map were digitalized from the satellite image from Google Earth and the date of this image. As you can see here at the bottom, it was from September 28th, 2016. And I'm going to add this information on the map. But I'm going to pass the video faster. What I added here is the access road and the berm were digitized from the Google Earth satellite image from the September 28, 2016, as we saw at the satellite image on the Google Earth here at the bottom. Also, we can change here inside this one. Let me check where is this one. We have here the names. This one I am going to remove because that is not the address. You can add here the address you want. And also I'm going to change the name of this one. Just click right on your mouse, item properties, and here let's go to change the name for soil sampling. And now let's go to move this one to the top, because as you can see, it's hard to select. Even if you are pressing Control to select just this feature, when you try to move just this feature, it moves all together, right? And that's not good. Control Z. Then what I'm going to do is just move this layer to the top. As you can see. Let me see now if I can move. Okay, I can move now. Yeah, something like that. Over there looks good. And I am going to leave the rest of the things. And that's the final map. Let's see how it looks like. Let's go to export as a PDF, for example. Like convenience. Save. I'm going to leave all these ones by default. Save. And open. And as you can see, the map has a really good resolution. Everything can see well properly. And I am thinking here at the labels. Maybe between these ones it's a little bit confused. I'm going to approach the labels to the samples a little bit more to be more clear. That one is going to help. Okay, to do that one, just go to the map again. Soil samples, properties. Then here at the placement, we can add one. Apply, okay. And now let's see on the map. Refresh, and let's go to export again. Save, yes, and save. Open the document, and let's see now. Now the label is on the top of the sample, and maybe that's better to avoid any confusion. I didn't add any information here related with the well center or the former tank area, because it is supposed that you have the coordinates or maps with that information, and that information is not digitized from the Google Earth. Also for the list, it is supposed that you have the coordinate UTMs. I believe the lines for this table is so thick if we compare with the other tables, and I am going to change these ones also. And close here. Let's go to the map, select this one, and let's see how we can modify. Then go here, 50, let's go to change this one for number 3 over here. Okay, now let's go to export again. And let's see what happened now. I think I am going to do some modifications. I believe we can improve the map, and let's go to try different things. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to try with the image, but let's go to apply some transparency here, for example 80%. Apply. Also I am going to change this one here, the labels for the buffer. I'm going to put here 0.5. Apply. And also I am going to change this one for a 7 or even 6. Let's go to try with 6. Apply. And I'm going to separate to 0.5. Apply. And okay. And now let's go to the image again, refresh, and let's go to export. As a convenience one. Save and save. Let's see now how it looks like. Okay, I believe now it's better, right? That's the final map for today. Thank you very much for watching this video, and see you on the next one.